I have now. There he is. Yep, that's working, and that came through my phone. So, there you go.
Well, there you are.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm good.
Well, yeah, I was just on my phone because I'm a cunt. How about it?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go then. Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 218. My name is Alex, and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey, buddy. How's it going there?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, as always,
Hello.
feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on. And all the hope is with me because I've just bought 30 beers for £15. So that makes me happy.
That is a cheap price for 30 anything, buddy. But
well, it's
beers,
true.
100%. Yeah.
Happy with that.
How did you achieve this?
I saw it on Hot UK Deals and I was like,
go.
I'll have a slice. And then went to Tesco's, saw that they were there for 50p and punched in 30 and they were fine with it. I was like, cool. Still been confirmed. It's coming tomorrow evening. I'm excited for a lot of beer.
I'm not surprised. That's,
at £1.52 a litre, I've got enough. It's like 10 litres.
He's good to go. Well, fucking congratulations, bud.
Yeah, I feel good
again,
about myself right now.
The hot UK dealer strikes again.
He's there. He's always about it, that Hot UK Dealer. I love that website. I spend all kinds of money because of that. Only on stuff that I want or think I want at the time.
Yeah.
It's classic. It's a classic move.
It's the go-to move, really, I would say.
Yeah. So, I saw you this week. I saw you at the weekend.
See you.
Seen him.
What a fucking time. We had a
great time.
knees up, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had we had karting, go-karting.
Yep. Go-karting.
If you're going to go-karting, buddy, as you well know, the time to do it is when it's 35 degrees for the first time this year.
Hottest day this year.
It's important that if you're going to put on a full bodysuit, a balaclava and a helmet, it is as hot.
Don't forget the gloves,
possible.
buddy.
And the gloves.
Yeah, and obviously your racing jeans.
You race it well. I mean, you mugs all turned up in shorts, buddy. But no, I had my racing jeans on. I thought, what do I want to be wearing underneath this fireproof suit? The answer, of course, thick jeans. And
thick jeans, yeah.
I went for it.
You did, and did it pay off?
I've got no regrets, buddy.
No regrets.
Nor do I have any sort of point of reference. So there we are.
I was happy. I came third. There was a couple of full kit wankers there, I must say.
They certainly were.
Beat one of them. The other one hit, I think, all of us as he made his way to second place.
Yes, he was an absolute dickhead. I've had several other run-ins I had as well, including the guy who, on the last corner at the end of the heats, even though it was a qualifying session, shunted me wide so he could sneak through, and then looked back like that.
Have it, you can. Yeah.
But when you're in Essex, buddy, you really do have to assume that is the way that everyone will behave, and hopefully a few of them won't. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen though. But yeah, karting was fucking awesome, as always, buddy.
It was sweet as the punch. We had a lovely time. We drove up, we drove back. We bossed it.
We drove while we were there. Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly, driving.
I did enjoy the air-conditioned room for the 5 minutes that we were in it, though. That was nice.
Yeah. Also, a shout out to the air conditioning in my car, which is
smashed it,
buddy. It's a strong performance there from
it did the job. Yeah, it did do the job. And then obviously after that, we all just got really shit-faced. I think that was on the agenda. It was on my checklist.
We returned to one of the most royal towns in the country, and set about getting absolutely fuckered, preferably outside due to the weather. Luckily, the Soul Train was on, buddy, and as you well know, what a time we had. It was fucking cool down there.
It was really, really good fun.
It was a great night. It
Gibbons,
was
buddy.
Culminating in, of course, a memorable victory on FIFA as we lifted.
That's true.
Unlike the current England team.
Oh yeah, poor show.
We lifted the women's
the Lady
World Cup.
Yeah,
with
the Lady
Funk,
Cup.
with Funk complaining at great pitch and volume throughout about how shit they were, and rightly
Which
so.
is his right. Yeah.
Well,
because
he's a man who likes to tell the truth, and
indeed.
There we were. But we won the lady soccer, so that was nice. England women, not quite so fortunate. Now,
no.
I watched the game last night, buddy. I assume you didn't.
I did not.
You didn't. I believe, if I counted correctly, buddy, there were 4 full-blown air shots in that semi-final, aka swinging at the ball and missing it completely.
It's a swing and a miss.
I was trying to think of the last time I saw that in the Premier League or indeed the Championship. It's several years, but there were 4 air shots in that game, and that's all I'm going to say on it, buddy. So,
yeah, I mean we could go into it, but it's not really a podcast about women's football, so we won't. No, I mean, but the main thing is,
God knows what it's about, but it certainly isn't about.
Who knows? It's just about our lives in general at this point.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Exactly.
Yeah. So next day, Sunday. Sunday's meant to be fun day. It was not a fun day. I was pretty hungover, and I had to drive 4 hours home in the sweltering heat, which was nice. And on my way home, I got into Nottingham, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get something nice for the kids. I'll get the missus a bunch of flowers or something shit like that, because why not? Let's treat them. Yeah. So I ended up pulling into. I mean, I would have gone to Toys R Us, buddy, but that place shut down. Rip
down.
Yep, and so I went to Smith's Superstore Toys, whatever it's called, the other one that's about now. Yeah. Yep. So I'm going around there. I'm looking at all like little I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get them something like 10, 15 quid each or something. Then in my head, I'm like, fucking 3 kids. That's like £45. I'm like, fuck me. £45 for 3 little shitty things. I'm walking around and I'm like, oh, that looks pretty big. Pretty fun. There's a fucking swing set. 50 quid. So I was like...
That seems very reasonable for a swing set, buddy.
That's what I thought. It's a swing and then it's got a twofer swing. One of the like seesaw-y ones. You go either side and rock back and forth. It's not fucking amazing, but we haven't got a swing set. I was like... Nailed it. That's it. Fucking put the shitty toys back. I'll have that swing set, please. Don't know why I decided on doing this, because obviously when I got home the kids were like, yeah, swing set, put it up, Dad. I'm like, fucking sweet. Spent the next hour like building it, and I was like, I need to sink this into the ground. So dug some holes, put it in, and filled it with some cement, that I just have lying about, because I'm a dad. That's what dads have. They just have it in their shed, bit of ballast and cement. Mixed it up, and they're like, can we go on it? I'm like, no, you can't. You have to wait until tomorrow.
You have to wait 4 days.
Yeah, you have to wait at least 4 days for this to set now. But before I sunk it into the ground, I let them have a go on it while I was like holding it with my man strength so it wouldn't fucking fall over everywhere. But yeah, fucking swing sets up, buddy. It's fucking sweet. The kids love that shit. I was like, why haven't I done this sooner? So if you're thinking of things to get your kids and you're like, fucking hell, I haven't got a swing set, get a fucking swing set.
Sod the kids, mate. I want a swing set.
Exactly, mate. Just put it in your living room.
I'll just put it in here with the paddling pool. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Mrs. comes home. I've got beers floating around in the paddling pool in front of the sofa. And I'm on a fucking swing over by the dining room table. There you go.
What about? Yeah, I like it. Yeah. So that was that was a fun Sunday. Yeah, being hungover, driving, and then putting up a fucking swing set.
Yeah,
But
fuck you, buddy. I had a great Sunday.
I'm sure you did.
It just so happens I live here, so I didn't do any driving on Sunday, which was good because I'd had quite enough driving on Saturday.
Yeah.
But we went out for a cheeky brunch at Casa de Claudia, and then we popped up to the old Mount Edgecombe for a beer because we thought a beer was probably a good idea, buddy, at this point.
Definitely. I mean, I had one when I finally got the kids' swing set up, and I was like, fucking, the missus did a lovely roasting, and I was like, I need a beer with this, so fucking did.
Beered it up. There he went.
Beered it up,
yeah. So nice little cheeky trip to the Edgecombe, and then swung by old Sainsbury's local buddy, picked up some cheeky beers. Thought we'd get some beers, buddy, at this point. Get some more beers. And
Gotta
then
get them beers in.
Sat down, settled, strapped in, if you will, for the greatest Formula One race of the season over in Austria. Worth noting, friend of the podcast, Paul, he was at the fucking thing. He was out in Austria for the race, which
Shitbag.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine the temperatures were pretty amazing as well. It's been like 42 degrees or something in mainland Europe for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, what a fucking awesome Grand Prix race. And yeah, I loved every minute of that. And I've been playing a little tiny bit of F1 when I get the chance each evening for just half hour or so, getting used to the gears, buddy. But I'll talk about that better in the next section, of course.
Nice, buddy. Well, I haven't got anything else to talk about apart from I haven't really played many games. I played one game this week, mainly because like Sunday night and Monday night I was just like, I don't want to do anything, so I ended up watching that Dead to Me or whatever it is, that short series on Netflix. I think it's like 8-9 episodes, half hour each.
Oh yeah,
with people in it. It's good. It's really
Nice.
good, actually. Kept me entertained. It was just nice to watch. Nice and easy. It was good.
Sweet, buddy. We've been watching a bit of Taskmaster, the latest season. Good fun, that. Enjoying that.
Nice.
Some woman on there. She's very naughty. I do like her. I can't remember her name now. But she's naughty. You'd know the one.
I like the naughty ones.
She is naughty. And we've been watching The Chef Show on Netflix as well, with John Favreau going
Chef.
about doing cooking and shit. You know.
No, her fame.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been pretty cool.
Nice.
And yeah, other than that, I mean, that's fine, buddy. You played one game. I mean, much like cock push-ups.
You only need one.
one is really all you need. I will ask, though, before we move on, exactly what you're drinking this evening, buddy, in lieu of the fact that your beers haven't yet arrived.
I know.
What are you on at the moment?
I brought down a keg of... a 5-litre keg of a microbrewery that has popped up by my parents. It's Musket Brewery, and the beer is called Trigger, and it's a Kentish pale ale. It's a 3.6. It's a hop-filled big shot brew. Today's really the last day I can drink out of it before it tastes like absolute arse. So I'm gonna get pretty smashed. I think I got about half left, so that's like two and a bit litres of beer to get through. That's only really like 5 pints.
Yeah, it's fine. You've got it in you. I'm sure you can do it.
I'm trying. So if you hear like the sound of me weeing during this podcast, it's not me weeing. It's just me pouring out beer from the keg, buddy.
Oh, an excellent cover story there, buddy. And we all believe you, so that's lovely. Yeah.
Givens, buddy. What about you? What are you on?
Oh, well, I'm on the Taste the Difference.
Oh, yes.
American style IPA this evening, buddy.
It's a beautiful Taste the Difference one.
It's got like a Viking gentleman with some goggles on. There's, I think, is that a duck?
Yeah.
Not sure what's going on here. All I can tell you is this is a fucking great beer.
There you go.
And it's also cheaper than all the other branded beers. So, yeah.
That's even better.
Make of that what you will. I don't know who makes it. It's just got saying. Oh, it's Marston's. It's Marston's, makers of Pedigree.
Pedigree.
Which I don't like at all. But I like this. This is great.
There you go.
So,
Classic.
there we are. Yeah,
Nice, buddy. Tasty stuff.
Sweet as the punch. Well, we got that all out the fucking way. What are we on? It's that's about right. And probably at this point, I would imagine, considering the fact that this week's topic is video games, we should probably go and talk about that game you've played and the ones that I've played too, buddy. Let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So the stage is set, buddy.
Hello.
Tuck in what you've been playing this week.
I've been playing some more God of War, buddy. That game that
have.
came out last year and is definitely the greatest game of last year and quite possibly my favourite single-player game of all time now.
That is outrageous.
I completed it last night, actually, and
Nice.
fuck me. What a fucking game. This is incredible. The storytelling is so good. Like, the way it brings in like non-stop action, and then you're like immediately after that you're off exploring like the world and stuff. Yeah, it's got so much going for it, and it's not underrated because it's got loads of really good reviews, but it's just not spoken about enough. I was talking to some of the guys that I played with, John Boy and Evis, the other day about it, and they were like, yeah, no one talks about it anymore. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played, and just, that was that. And I feel that shouldn't be that, because it is absolutely amazing. The cinematography on this game is unbelievable, and the battles that you go through, I think I'm just playing it on normal or whatever, but it always seems to just get me right to that last bit of health before I finally win. And I'm there going like, it's giving that danger of the encounters, but then the relief and the triumph of it after getting through it. And it's absolutely incredible. The characters are fucking amazing. They've all got so much like backstory and lore behind them, but I've spoken about like the voices, what's it called? The dialogue? No, the voice actors just do an incredible. It's just you don't find this kind of prestige in many single player games these days, I would say, for me anyway. And for that game to, previously God of War was something that I would just turn my nose up at. Like, no problem. I'd just be like, no, mate, I'm not having a slice of that. But they've just done so much to this game, and it's absolutely incredible. I cannot say enough. I mean, story-wise, I don't know if it's because I've got kids myself that I enjoyed it more, or I felt more attached to it, because I remember playing The Last of Us and being incredibly attached to that game. I think due to the fact that I have kids, and I don't know, fuck knows what I would do if that happened, and what the intro cutscene to The Last of Us and stuff like that. I mean, that like nearly had me in tears. I think I've spoken about that before. But yeah, the relationship between Atreus and Atreus and fucking God of War, man, Kratos. Kratos, the fucking guy from Destiny, isn't he? Kratos.
Yeah, Bill Kratos.
Yeah, Bill Kratos and his dad, and that relationship and how it develops and throughout the whole story, it's really cool, because at points in that game I was like, fucking, that's just what my kids would be like as well if they found out that happened, and they'd treat me like shit, and I'd be like, oh fucking, they're not even listening to me now, because that was I don't know if it's, I mean, can I talk about the combat in it? Like halfway through, maybe 3/4 of the way through, when your son becomes a bit of a shitbag and you have a button to press to shoot his arrows, he just ignores you.
Yeah, he's having none of it.
He's like, fuck off, Dad. Yeah. You're a cunt. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson, boy. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this game is just incredible. And we had a comment on our YouTube channel about Red Dead Redemption 2 being the best game of last year. And be that as it is a fantastic game, I just feel that this has so much more in the way it's shot. In a way, the fact that you can play this game in one single camera movement, whereas obviously with Red Dead, it can be quite disjointed. You can get lost in quests. You have to be following an arrow and stuff like that. But that's not knocking Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, that game was amazing, but this is just... It's on another level of single-player games, mate.
I think what I would say about the two of them compared to one another, and it's kind of pointless doing so because they're both absolute masterpieces, but at the same time, what I would say is Red Dead Redemption 2 is an absolutely amazing game world and an incredibly brilliant and immersive story with last-gen combat mechanics and last-gen...
Yeah, there is all that.
God of War. Not only is God of War an amazing game world, an amazing environment, and an amazing story, but it's also novel in its combat ideas.
Yeah, really incredible.
It plays better than Red Dead. It is not clunky like Red Dead. And I can forgive Red Dead 2 everything. Like, for the story and the enjoyment that I got out of that game, it was absolutely fucking fantastic. But at the end of the day, the combat is mediocre in Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah. And a lot of the movement is mediocre as well. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Now, you can enjoy a story for what it is versus another one, and that's fine if we were talking about film, but we're not. We're talking about video games and how they play. And God of War, it's just a masterpiece. It's a joy to play. I can't say that about Red Dead. I can't. It's an absolute visual and storytelling masterpiece, but I can't say that it's incredibly enjoyable to play. It's clunky, man. It just is. Go back and play it. It's clunky. So
I will do. Challenge accepted.
I mean, that's not knocking it. I mean, you look at the best games on. I think most people would probably say that you're looking at, I suppose, Red Dead 2, God of War, Uncharted
Celeste.
4, Bloodborne, and The Witcher. That'd probably be the big five, I would say. I'm obviously discounting GTA 5. It came out on the previous gen. And The Last of Us, obviously, came out on the previous gen. But yeah, those are like the big ones. And you have to say the best games of this generation are single-player experiences devoid of microtransactions and devoid of online for the most part.
No, that's where I've felt like I think I replied to the comment being the fact that I felt connected to this character more than any other character that I played as, especially in your Divisions, your Destinies, your Sea of Thieves or whatever, because obviously that's just you're just like random numpty doing whatever you want to do, whereas here, you're playing as a character. I know, like, Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2 it's pretty fucking badass and pretty cool guy. But with Kratos, it's incredible. I don't know. There was just this connection. And maybe it's because I'm so big like him. Godlike, I reckon.
Built. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking massive.
Gibbon?
Or bald. One of the two.
Either. Both.
Yeah. Yeah, both, mate. Fuck it, but yeah, I don't know. It's
absolute masterpiece. If you're into your single player games and haven't played this yet, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Probably you've been diligent with your purchases and taken your time, and that.
Or you've been off traveling the world.
That possibly as well. Yeah, absolutely. Big Fuck's got this lined up next, so yeah.
Gibbons, buddy, he needs to play it. It's absolutely fantastic, yeah. And you know what was one of the weird things was I unlocked a couple of trophies on it, and on the PlayStation, it posts all your trophies and people can give it a thumbs up. Two people just gave it a thumbs up. I think JJ was one of them. So cheers, buddy. Go. And then one of the other guys that I played Destiny with, he gave. I was like, that never happens on any other achievement. So like, it just people saw it and were like, fucking sweet, yeah, nice. Thumbs up.
Nice, buddy.
So there you go, buddy. That's God of War. Probably won't ever talk about that again, but we should, unfortunately.
It's a beautiful thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing.
It is. So what have you been getting tucked into this week then, buddy?
I have been playing Metro Exodus. I've been playing a game called Old Man's Journey, which I've completed. And then I played some F1 2019 to talk about that as well. So, what do you
So
want
you
first?
won the game of buying games, buddy, this week.
You know what? I got home on Friday, and the weekend all ahead of me. I was very excited for that, but it had been a very tough week because when you come back from holiday and then have to go back to work, it's always a tough week. Everyone knows that. Like, even if you really, really enjoy your job, it's still going back into a routine, having recently been climbing up mountains and fucking all that sort of shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was it was pretty gash. And I got home, F1 was sitting on the storefront. I was like, you know what? I'm fucking buying this. I earn it. I don't care. If it's 15 quid cheaper in 6 weeks, then if I ask myself, would I have paid £15 to play it for the last 6 weeks? The answer is fucking yes, I would. So, there you go. And I've giving money to Codemasters, who've responded in kind by adding microtransactions to their Formula One game for the first
Happy
time.
days.
We'll get
Good
on to
news.
that, buddy. Do you want me to start with F1, or should I talk about something
No,
else?
go for Metro Exodus, because I spoke about it very briefly. How much have you got stuck into this?
I reckon I am 2.5 hours into Metro Exodus. It's decent. It's not brilliant.
How does it
If I'm
run on
honest.
your shitbox?
It doesn't run too bad. It doesn't run too bad. It doesn't look too good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't run too bad. Swings and roundaboo, buddy.
That will happen.
Incredibly annoying fucking AI direction on the characters that accompany you places. I'm just going to say that. As I was literally pushing my wife down a fucking escalator, trying to get her to just move out of a building.
I did that.
More interesting than that, though, I got, as I say, about 2.5 hours in, I got to a section where I was trudging through the snow, and then suddenly the game froze
through the snow.
and played just the sound that it was on. So it was literally like frozen screen and and I'm like, oh shit, the whole thing, but it hadn't locked the console up. I could still go to the dashboard. I shut the game.
Strange. Cause
Really
I
weird.
was going to ask you, because obviously my game crashed. I was gonna say, did yours crash? So yeah, obviously it did.
Yeah, so mine crashed,
Weird.
and I fired it up again and continued. It's got a decent checkpointing system, thankfully, so I didn't really lose too much.
It's not too bad.
And then it crashed the same way again, not in the same
wow.
spot, but close to it. And I turned it off and I started it again, and it crashed. And it did it 6 times.
Wow.
And I had a look online, and it would appear that game is broken on the base Xbox One.
Oh,
it doesn't.
handy.
It doesn't work. It crashes all the time.
That's a great game to have in your Game Pass.
It's been like that since March, and they haven't fixed it.
Good news for you, buddy.
So I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, it can't be everyone. It can't be all base Xbox Ones it doesn't run on. They wouldn't have added it to Game Pass if it was completely broken. So I'm not quite sure if it's my particular model of S or what it is. I'm not sure what's going on there. I've uninstalled it and I've got it downloading again. So I'm going to start it again and see what happens, and I'll report back next week. But I can't play it. I've played like 2 hours.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane that's happening.
It's madness.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. It really.
I mean, it's 100% a game bug because it's not crashing the system.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a software problem. And credit to Microsoft actually, with regard to their operating system, that it's capable, like sort of Windows 10, of sectioning off the game process, the executable,
from the system,
from the UI, because I was quite impressed that I was able to actually do something and close the thing, but not that impressed that it's fucking broken. So
no, that's bad.
So there you go, buddy. It doesn't run very well. It doesn't look very good, and it crashes to the point where I can't play it. So not brilliant.
Handy
at the moment.
It's what you want.
Might have to pick it up cheap on PS4 after all, so I can play through it. It's going to be just perpetually broken on my little shitty. But anyway,
Yes.
Let's talk about Old Man's Journey. It's another game that's been added to Game
kind of
Pass.
cool.
Yeah, so this is... I don't really know how to describe the mechanics, really. It's a platformer, I suppose. Well, it's more like a sort of 2D walking sim, but the whole of the landscape that you're walking along is made up of various different hills and villages and buildings and stuff. All of those are sort of sectioned off in, I suppose, a sort of decoupage kind of way, in that they're kind of all one in front of the other. And you can grab them, you can click on them and grab them and up and down. So you can reposition the scenery to create a path for your characters to sort of move between different areas.
Okay.
It's quite clever. It's sort of got that sort of storybook, like physical storybook element, because you're kind of doing physical movements and almost like pulling pages down and that sort of thing. But it brings up sort of almost like a bridge constructor type line, so you can see as you're dragging things up and down what other things they're connected to. There's some quite impressive drawing here and quite impressive sort of mechanics in terms of perhaps there's sort of a cog that you need to, or like a big boulder that you need to roll between
Massive
2 or 3 hills and break through a wall or something like that. It's really nice. It's really elegantly done. It's not the most exciting mechanic in the world, but it does the job. And it's just a sort of 3.5 hour game, something like that. Played it from start to finish. Really nice little story, kind of played out in the memories of this old dude as you sort of revisit his life. It's got a bit of an up thing going on, I would say. The movie. It's quite touching, and it's just very beautifully crafted. To be honest, it's very nice. I enjoyed it. It's nothing amazing, but a very nice addition to Game Pass. Exactly the sort of thing they want to be padding it out with. And yeah, I'd recommend giving it a go if you fancy whiling away a few hours on a Sunday afternoon, looking for something to just get sort of stuck into.
Nice.
I really liked it. It was fun. Nice little game.
Cool, buddy. I mean, the art style on that game looks really cool. That's the main thing that intrigues me about it. And now that you're saying it's like kind of a nice, slow-paced puzzler in a way.
Yeah.
I might have to try it.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing. And yeah, I mean, in terms of the mechanics, there's not much going on here. It's actually point and click to get him to move around. But
that'll do me.
You can be presented with a screen where all the hills aren't really joined up, and he needs to get from left to right. And after a little while, you sort of work out how it all works, and you can put all the hills in place, and then just click over on the right where you want him to go, and watch him navigate your little route that you've set out for him. So, yeah, it's got nice music, and it's a nice little story. It's cool, good,
nice.
I like it.
Cool, buddy. Come on then. Let's talk about F1 2019.
Okay, F1 2019. It is obviously brilliant because Codemasters are brilliant at making Formula One games now. They've perfected this craft for a decade. Each one that they bring out is slightly better than the last. It looked a little bit from the surface of the sort of, I was going to say propaganda. I'll say promotional material rather than propaganda. But this was maybe going to be a bigger jump forward than we've had for a little while, mainly because of the introduction of Formula 2 cars and some extra story beats, a bit of interesting kind of curated career mode with proper cutscenes and rival drivers. And graphically as well, it looked like quite a big upgrade because they'd redone the lighting model from scratch.
Nice.
And from the footage we'd seen beforehand, it was a big leap. It looks lovely, really, really nice. And some of that is true and some of it isn't, I would say. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed because it's a fantastic game. It does drive nicer than the last one, but it's incrementally better. It controls slightly differently. It's really, very nicely challenged, and they seem to have worked really hard on the feel of the car. It's kind of slightly easier to squirt it into the corners than last time round, but at the same time, slightly easier to lock up. You've got to be a little bit more precise with your braking, I would say. but things that are incredibly disappointing, and also I'm disappointed in the gaming media as a fucking whole here. Firstly, Formula 2 cars. Now, I was excited for this because they're less mechanically spectacular. They have less money spent on them. They're therefore their aero and sort of, you know, all of the way that the car kind of works in terms of like gunning it down the straights and that, it's a lot more simple. And that's cool because it means that they're a little bit less stable, a little bit more flighty and wiggly and more challenging, and therefore kind of perhaps more fun to drive if you're into that sort of thing.
Or a challenge, maybe.
At least a challenge, exactly. They're slower than the Formula One cars, but you've got a lot more, you know, calculations and inputs to make to the point where maybe it'd be quite fun. And that is indeed the case. I've been playing with some of the F2 cars, and they are really fun to drive, and they do feel very different to the Formula One cars. But for some reason, and this wasn't discussed beforehand, I would imagine it wasn't discussed beforehand because everyone thought, well, obviously they're not going to do this.
That should, go on.
So for the F2 cars, you cannot race the F2 cars online. There's no F2 cars in multiplayer. And that is absolutely mind-boggling because they've put a whole season of cars into the game.
Yep.
And not included them in online. I mean, the physics are it's all there already. Why wouldn't you do it?
I don't know. You can play as the classic cars, though, buddy, online.
You can play as the classic cars. Far more difficult to program, I would imagine. But yeah, I just don't understand it. It's just mental. But it wasn't mentioned anywhere beforehand. And I haven't seen anyone mention it in any review because, as usual, with the fucking gaming press, like journalists, fucking what a joke. Like fucking corporate mouthpieces in charge of our various gaming publications.
Yeah.
They fucking shat all their reviews out before the game even launched. I don't know that the multiplayer was even switched on. In most of the reviews I've read, the multiplayer wasn't even switched on.
Well, that's like, only half a review then, really, isn't it?
Review it then.
You can't really review a whole game if part of it's missing. Yeah.
So I have no idea. I can't think of, and you know, we've been in this game for some time. Like I know when it's a lot of work to do something, but surely this is no work. Like it's all there already. You can play through an entire season of Formula 2 in single player. You can play through an entire season of Formula 1 in multiplayer. The tracks are the same. Like, so what the fuck? I don't understand. It's baffling. And also a bit of a missed opportunity with the F2 cars in career mode because I was kind of under the impression you'd be able to do a whole season of F2 feeding you into a season of F1, but you can't. You literally can't. So what you can do is you get put in 3 different scenarios, basically, as part of your sort of 2018 campaign before going up into Formula 1, as you sort of face off against these sort of couple of other drivers that are supposed to be your rivals, fictional ones. And that's all you do. So you do like 3 laps of Barcelona, and then you do like 5 laps of Austria in the middle of a race, and then you do a 5 lap around the Ding Dong, and that is your F2 career, and then it just goes on to F1 and an identical career mode to the last game.
Brilliant.
I don't understand. Like
that's just stupid.
Yeah, it's a complete missed opportunity. Something that they'll build on in the coming games.
That's it. You know, you always got to hold something back.
Yeah, it seems mad to me. The F2 thing, I wouldn't be that surprised if they patched it. Except I can't see anyone moaning about it. So it just seems really strange. But
have you met the JfG Podcast? Because we like to moan.
Hello there. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's fucking stupid as far as I can tell. But
yeah,
it's a great game. It's really fun. Obviously, we're going to play the shit out of it.
Oh yeah.
It does look nicer, but it doesn't look that nice. That much nicer on the base console.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
The lighting engine, not so much.
Okay. Can you pick the amount of laps yet?
No.
No. Okay.
You can have 3, 5, or 25%. as
Cool.
usual, or 50% or 100%.
You know, that's what I want. Just limitations,
I don't know why they do
please.
that. All I can assume is that the model, the mechanics in the background, working out stuff like tire deg, pit strategies,
But
just
right,
wear
okay.
and stuff.
So there's a thing called 25%, yeah,
Yeah.
which is a percentage. It's like number of laps per different race is completely different. Distance traveled is completely different. So they're working out a percentage. Why not have a 10% race?
I don't know.
A 12% race.
I don't know. I can't really justify it. I just wondered if that.
No, yeah, I can get that.
Some sort of mechanical reason whereby their system isn't robust enough to be able to handle all the calculations.
No,
as you say, it doesn't really make sense.
No. If they're doing it by a percent, then they can work it out by any fucking percent. I'm sorry.
And even in a 10% race, the tyres, depending on how you drive, will degrade in different periods of time, and then Pitman will come over and say you need to come in, or he won't.
Yeah.
So it's all analog anyway. So yeah, no, I just think it's absolute bone idleness. But at the same time, again, no one is asking. No one is asking for
I
10
don't know why. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't. Maybe I want 6 laps. You know.
Yeah,
Same.
maybe you do. Maybe you want to be able to choose how many laps you do on a
one.
video game you buy.
Yeah. Maybe.
As the bottom line. Either
Hey-ho.
way, it plays great. It looks great. It's really nice what they've done with the car models and that. It looks a lot nicer than before. The tires, like they've worked really hard on the tire texturing and stuff. How they sort of taper off at the sides. How they're shiny when you first put them on. And you can kind of see grading and stuff in them this time, like lines cutting into them.
That's cool.
And I've opened my Formula 1 2019 career. Not actual career in the game because I can't be bothered to go through all of that. I just put my own little Grand Prix kind of series together. But I'm racing manual gears for the first time, so I'm
crazy. It's going balls to the wall.
The last couple of nights I've been racing with the pit assist turned off as well. So last night I had my first ever race on Formula 1 of any kind with 0 assists, absolutely everything turned off. And I was even in cockpit view at the same time.
Nice.
And it's fucking hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hard to be quick. I can do it, but I'm not quick. So it's going to take a lot of practice. And I'm the man to do it, buddy.
You're going to put in the hours, buddy.
I'm going to be a sim racer. So there we are.
I believe in you. You can do it.
The fact that I've bought it means that you now have it. Unk picked it up straight away for that game night, and obviously friend of the podcast, PJ, he was like, obviously I'm going to buy it.
No, I'm going to buy that then. So it looks like we're playing it on game night then.
Yeah, friend of the podcast, Paul, he'll be back on Friday. He asked if everyone had picked it up. I don't know if you remember me mentioning, buddy, but he's just been to the Austrian Grand Prix. So funnily enough, he decided to pick it up as well.
Yeah, he'll pick that up.
Kind of in the mood. So,
bit of racing.
F1 2019 game night on Friday.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it, buddy. I've got it all installed.
Sweet as the punch. Beautiful. Right. Well, there you go. There's some games. We'll move on. Let's go and talk about some other things.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the news.
The news. The news. Fucking news.
There's not a lot of news.
No,
I can't decide whether there actually isn't a lot of news, or if there's a whole lot of stuff I don't give a fuck about. Now
I'm gonna say a whole lot of stuff I don't care about because I was looking through my fucking news feed earlier, going like shit, don't care, shit, don't care, shit, wank.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of wank and shit. I don't care for that.
What I'm gonna do, I'll pop in here now. I'm gonna pick out. I'm just gonna do an Ash's News favorite thing style.
Oh, don't do that. That's my thing. You better not pick one of mine because
hopefully I won't.
Number one, number Wang.
Limbo creator worried his next game will be buried. There are so many games coming out, he says. That's an example of some news that I wasn't planning on bringing you, buddy.
Is that how I sound when I do my news? Because if it is, I'm terribly sorry.
Crackdown 3 gets a wingsuit.
Fucking whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Crash Team Racing players in-game currency. They're being given in-game currency because the PS4 save data it was corrupting and ruining it, losing all of it.
Fucking hell. That's brilliant.
NetherRealm teases Nightwolf as the next Mortal Kombat 11 DLC character. Here's more further examples, buddies, of news I'm not bringing you this week. What have we got? Flappy Royale is the Battle Royale Flappy Bird
Flappy
mashup.
Bird, yeah. I saw that you really don't care about.
PUBG is working on a fix for Xbox One's lost connection error that's been there since the game launched.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fortnite leak points to Season 9 ending in a giant monster battle. So you get the gist, buddy. So now time for my news. The most important news story of the entire year so far, and I'm including all of the stuff surrounding governments taking on Electronic Arts in this, or whatever you can think of, really. This is the seminal moment this year. Mark your calendars, buddies. It's the 3rd of July, and I'm here to bring you the exciting news that Bugbear's new game, Wreckfest, finally has a release date on consoles, buddies, and it's August 27th. Yes! Come on.
in!
All right.
I'm really looking forward to this game because it looks fucking awesome.
If ever you've seen footage of a game and you wonder how well that thing's going to run on a base console, it's this game. This is gonna run like dog shit. I don't care. I'm super pumped for this game, buddy. If you don't know anything about it, it's the spiritual successor to Flat Out. Bugbear were the original creators of that franchise. It ended up getting sold on to either Milestone or Big Ben, one of the two. Very much of a muchness. And they published Flat Out. Was it Ultimate Carnage or something like that? Or just Flat Out 4, not sure. Which apparently was all right, actually. It wasn't too bad, but it certainly wasn't on a par with the originals. This is a game in which friend of the podcast, Paul, on Flat Out 2, I think it was, once, whilst completely shit-faced, having had about 3 litres of box wine, sat down on his bed after having a quick smoke in the bath, and grabbed the controller and went into a race, not even time trial mode, on one of the maps on one of the tracks on Flat Out 2, and put in the world record for a lap out of thousands and thousands of players. And who knows whether that record stands to this day, but the fact that I haven't checked means it probably does, buddies.
Nice.
There you go. Wreckfest. August 27th, coming to consoles. It's a day one for me. I'm going to be getting right up in that fucking shit, buddy. And I watched Jimmy Broadbent on YouTube the other day playing it with the wheel, and that looked like a hell of a lot of fun to me. So, yeah, that's going to be a game night shenanigans,
yes.
I would believe.
It looks really, really good. Like crazy fucking fun. It reminds me of whatever the fucking Dirt game was. I can't remember. Showdown. There you go. Why not?
Yep, Dirt Showdown or Destruction Derby 2.
Yeah, it's that type of game, but a million times better because it's more simmy in a way.
Proper physics.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't wait. I can't wait to get behind it.
It's fucking sweet as the punch. So there you are. There's your number one. Number 2, buddies. EA Access is arriving on PS4 this month. The month of July, EA Access will be arriving on the platform. I'd imagine they will do trials in the same way that they did it on the Xbox. I think you can get a 1-month trial free of charge. So, there's your option to do that. And that's kind of interesting. I was sort of hoping that it would be a little bit later, because then we could test out the new FIFA without buying it, and that would have been fun. But I suppose if you save your trial until that game comes out,
I was going to say,
you can do just that.
Between the two of us, we get 2 trials, buddy.
Gibbons. It's a full-blown Gibbons. So, that'd be a good way to test out the next wave of EA Sports games without actually buying them. You can do 10-hour trials on those games as a way of kind of incentivizing you to buy them. So yeah, that's better than a demo, isn't it? We can actually be sure.
Yeah, you can get tucked in, which is nice.
Gibbons. What else have I got? Oh yeah, Summer Games Done Quick, which is a brilliant sort of speed running event that raises money for charity every year. They raised $3 million this year for Doctors Without Borders, which is a fucking cracking cause. You know, no matter where you are, they try and get a doctor there. You know, it's hard to find a charity more deserving of funds. And yeah, absolutely brilliant. Often a very good watch, especially if it's a game that you really like. A great turnout. It was in Minneapolis this year. 180 speedruns completed, including the various Marios and Zeldas, but also Crash Bandicoot, Tetris Effect, all sorts. So yeah, absolutely fantastic and brilliant stuff from them. And yeah, super popular.
I think I'd say every time about these games done quick. Like, they're so fascinating to watch, and it's just fucking incredible. Like the amount of time and effort that these guys put in just to get through a game as quick as they fucking can. It's crazy. And
yeah.
Like, if you see some of these fucking like world record attempts where they actually beat it, like the joy and or whatever emotion they're going through is absolutely insane. And you think, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? But then, fuck it. Why not? You got to do something, buddy.
Yeah, it seems insane, but because of the amount of time and effort that must go into working it all out. Just imagine you could, what you could do. But I don't want to diss them. It just seems insane to me. I just would never have the patience to do it. But yeah,
no,
just incredible. And to put that to such a good use is fucking fantastic. So yeah, lots of feel good stories from me this week. Like it's all good news. I haven't really got any bad news this week, which is nice, isn't it? What do you think of that?
Makes us change.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Here's another one for you then. I'm just going to keep fucking... Here they come. Another one. Remedy has reacquired the publishing rights to Alan Wake and is teasing a multi-platform remaster for Alan Wake. And Alan Wake was a fucking great game. Like a great game.
It was a very, very, very good game, and also a bit freaky deaky. So, obviously I got halfway through it and was like, nope, that's enough for me.
It did have mild levels of both freak and deek, buddy, and it also had a banging soundtrack, which may or may not be present for a remastered release.
Yeah.
It was set into chapters. It was super cheesy. It was very much like that Keanu Reeves film where he's in like some sort of boathouse writing a novel. It might have been Johnny Depp. I don't know. It was a bad film when I watched it a long time ago.
Yeah, I know the one that you're on about.
I think it was Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, I must know. So
I need to know as well.
Yeah, I think it was. Was it just called The Writer or something like that?
Yeah.
Secret Window.
Secret Window.
A successful writer in the midst of a painful divorce is stalked at his remote lake house by a would-be scribe who accuses him of plagiarism. Yeah, that's the fucking thing. 2004 film. That didn't take me very long, did it? Check me out. It's almost like I Google shit for a living. It's a great game, and if you hadn't played it the first time round, then hey, fucking... I mean, it's all gravy from Remedy, buddy. Control not too far away now as well. It's exciting.
I'm kind of excited about Control. Oh, what, Alan Wake or Control?
Control, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks very, very cool. Even the little that we've seen of it. I love physics-based stuff. Like, ever since, like, Half-Life 2. With the fucking physics gun or whatever it was. It's like, shit like that's just cool.
I tell you, Quantum Break had masses of potential, and it was occasionally a fucking brilliant game.
I don't understand why I can't play that on PC. It's fucking annoying.
It's dumb.
But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. both Alan Wake and Control will be completely devoid of loot boxes and microtransactions, which is rather good. Worth noting, by the way, I briefly mentioned the microtransactions in Formula One. I do want to just elaborate on that. I'd forgotten that I didn't say any further. So they've made it so you can have custom car liveries. If you play online, you can just choose multiplayer car, and then whatever car you select will be like the Mercedes or the Williams in terms of its power and its attributes, but it will be your special custom liveries. But you don't seem to be able to make your own. There's like a big old store of them.
Fuck that. I want to put cocks everywhere.
And there's a fucking 2-tiered thing on there. So you've got your like default liveries, and then there's literally a tab that says like premium liveries.
Oh, is it like a purple tab?
Yeah, and all fucking tab? All separate, like
nice.
With the shopping basket thingy, and like, I'll buy this for £4, buy this for £5. It's like,
fucking
you
awesome.
Just couldn't help it, could you?
They couldn't help themselves. They're like, we want a slice of this. What about fucking helmet decals? Are they in there as well? Because they used to be in the previous game, didn't they?
I tell you, there's no better time to get into microtransactions than when your
now.
Peers and publishers are literally being grilled by the governments of the world. That's the time to chuck them in.
Well, they're taking all the heat, buddy. So Codemasters are like, right, no one will see this coming, right? We'll just fucking sneak it in there, and we'll be all right.
Dumb shit.
Oh, it's all right, buddy, because it's not affecting the gameplay.
Yeah, definitely. Putting in separate currencies and having stuff that you can only unlock by grinding, that's definitely not affecting the makeup of the game in any way, shape, or form.
No, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right, buddies. There's there's no incentive for the game to purposely stunt your progress in favor of pushing you towards some sort of.
But if I see a cunt with some kind of livery on, like I'm playing online, I see him, I'm going to be like, I want to hit him. So that is technically changing the gameplay. Yeah, I just want to make a beeline straight for him and be like, that's your race over with, son. There you
go. Well, anyway, Remedy. Remedy's a good company. I like their games, and I'm going to buy their new one. So that's exciting.
Fucking hell, he's laying it down this year. He's like,
come on.
I'm buying all the games.
Buying games.
This is not like you. This
First
is crazy.
Half of the year, I've bought no games.
It's like 6 months. It's like, now I'm gonna buy every game.
I've been biding my time, buddy. I've been biding my time. Yeah,
makes sense. I've bought one game this year. One?
The Division.
Yeah. Have I bought anything else?
No, you've managed to like play other things via like Pikeage.
VR.
But you haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You bought VR. I bought an Xbox.
I did buy VR. That's not really a game.
No.
We bought Blood and Truth though, didn't we? The VR extravaganza.
It was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do. So yeah, slim pickings this year so far, buddy. But we're ready to splash the cash now.
We're ready.
Yeah, with our hundreds of millions of dollars from donations for the podcast.
Yeah, donations from the podcast, ad revenue from the tens of thousands of people who...
and my hooking business.
Yeah, you're hooking.
Personally hooking myself, pimping myself out.
Yeah, pimping in the grotto in many ways, and doing a fine job there too, buddy. We'll continue on, although nothing can top the pimping, with... Shenmue 3 has been pushed back a year, and refunds are being offered on Steam for anyone who pre-ordered but doesn't want to wait that long.
Who would have fucking pre-ordered that game? I mean, a lot of people, and they're all really dumb.
Will that game ever come out? And does anyone care?
No.
I don't know.
I can play Shenmue 1 and 2, though, on Game Pass.
Yeah, you can. I highly recommend it. It's a fucking absolute masterpiece, Shenmue 1.
I'm not doing that. Fuck off.
No, I wouldn't bother. It's terrible. I was playing Spyro earlier, by the way.
What, Reignited or whatever it
is? Yeah, the missus she's obsessed with her little collectathons. So she was trying to do one of these levels where you have to just fly around for like 8 whole minutes. Got to collect like 16 things, blow up 6 planes, 6 boats, and fly through a load of like gates without ever touching the ground.
Sounds good.
Sounds
like a challenge.
For a couple of weeks. Yeah, she's been trying to do it for a couple of weeks. She's been getting really frustrated with it, and it did take me 9 or 10 attempts to do it, buddy.
Fuck.
But
nicely done. Nailed it. Nice.
That game's not fun. That's an old game. Before
that
games
is an
were
old
better
game.
than they, but they're better than they are now. So no, that game's fine. It's all right. CD Projekt Red is already planning a sequel to Cyberpunk 2077. Still no concrete news on multiplayer for the game that's coming out shortly, buddy. But they do say they have about 40 people playing around with it. So that's nice.
That's very nice. Very, very cool. Very excited. It's another game we're going to buy.
I'll be buying that game.
We're buying that. We'll buy that. It's not out till next year, though, so meh.
No, well, if it was at E3, then it isn't out till next year, as a general rule. Meanwhile, news from Konami, buddy. Fresh
fucking Konami, Pez. Yeah? They're eFootball.
eFootball.
Pro Evolution Soccer in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great name.
They have announced a partnership with Manchester United.
Scumbags.
Yeah.
Spit on them.
No more Man Red.
No more Man Red. Oh, no.
Or Trad Brick. So, yeah, Man United partnership. Old Trafford officially licensed, as will the team be. The Liverpool deal is now over or cancelled or whatever.
So no more Anfield.
No more Anfield. And probably the best bet, if you're Konami, is to cancel your deal with the champions of Europe in favour of a team featuring Phil Jones in a defence. Probably going through the Europa League preliminary qualifying round at the moment with a deficit spend of £1 billion.
That's quite hefty.
Yeah, that's Man United. In fact, that makes Man United perfect fodder for the games industry. So, yeah, they'll probably have Pogba on the front cover, and then he'll be sold back to Juventus a week after the game comes out.
Yeah,
and then they'll have to airbrush him out.
They could have Phil Jones on the front cover, though, buddy.
Phil Jones,
they'd not buy it.
But on Pogba's black body. That'd be perfect. Just his gurning little face.
Yeah, nice.
Superimposed onto Pogba's, frankly, banging physique, buddy. So, yeah, there you go.
Go. Yeah, fair dues. Makes sense to me. Yeah.
My final piece of news is also about Pez. There's still no one can really tell anyone else, which is a weird way of saying no one knows why Pez, which was supposed to be PS Plus in the month of July, was pulled last minute in favour of Detroit Become Human.
No one knows.
Much to the absolute pleasure of Cosmic Dad, who it sounds like picked that up last week while it was on offer.
He picked it up a couple of weeks ago when it was like 15 quid or something.
Yeah.
And that's always the worst when you pick up a game and then within the next month or so it's free on PlayStation Plus. It's always a kick to the dick, buddy. But these things happen. We live and learn, you know. We said it countless times. You make your purchase when you want to make the purchase. That's your call. Yeah. And, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. But
absolutely.
At least it was only 15 quid at the end of the day. It wasn't like 50 quid or whatever it was the week before. But yeah, fucking, what the fuck? Because it was all announced on their Twitter feed and everything. Yep, this is this month's PS Plus with Pez and Arcade Racer. Can't remember the name of it, whatever it was called.
I can't remember the name of it.
Outrun.
Either, but it's really good. Yeah. It's really good, that game.
Yeah. And then literally on Tuesday, I was on Hot UK Deals, as I always am. And it's like, Detroit Become Human is free on PlayStation Plus. I was like, fucking sweet. That's like an extra game this month. And then it was like, oh no, it's replacing Pez. I was like, well, I don't really care about that because we've already got Pez. But, you know, some people were like, yay. Some people were like, boo. Is what it is at the end of the day, you know.
I can't help but wonder if the two things are related. Does the fact that it was pulled have anything to do with the partnership with Manchester United? Did they sort of say, we don't want this Liverpool game going out
being
in the week
pushed
that we
out.
announce a partnership with?
Yeah, maybe.
It was all I could think of. It's probably something else, but I guess
it's already on. It's already on Games for Gold, isn't it? Or PES, or is it on Game Pass, or one of the two, isn't it? But that was a while ago.
Pass.
But
yeah.
But yeah, possibly it could have been to do with the recent deal with the Manchester Uniteds.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Are you going to play Detroit, by the way?
I've got it installed, yeah. Oh, we got a new follow. Scurvy Balls Lamont, I think that was there.
What a great name.
Great name.
A person and a cat.
Fucking absolute cracking name. Thank you very much.
Lamont, welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, Gibbons.
Yeah, you can play Detroit, buddy? You actually
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I've installed it, like I said. We shall see. Oh, I forgot to mention my office is it got finished today. As in finished, the plastering is all done. New ceiling, picture rails taken down. It's all nice and smooth. But obviously, I've got to wait for it to all dry, and then I'll paint it up over the weekend. So hopefully, I should be back in there next Wednesday for the pod, buddy. Fingers crossed. But maybe not. We'll see. See how much work I can get done on it this weekend. It's going to take a few coats of paint. But yeah, anyway, going back to Detroit Becomes Human. Yeah, I kind of want to give it a burn, to be honest, even though, was it a demo that we played? I think it was, wasn't it? And
yeah.
And that was pretty ball bags, wasn't it? There was a gun under the table, I remembered, and I couldn't interact with it until I already interacted with several other pieces of shit around the room. I was like, okay, brilliant. Another good thing is, though, we got Heavy Rain, because it's the super duper deluxe version on PlayStation Plus. So if you want to play Heavy Rain, yes, you can play Heavy Rain as well now.
Oh, okay. Well, I might start up Detroit with the missus. I think it's something she might enjoy.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think you could probably enjoy that with two people making decisions or just arguing about how shit the game is.
Yeah, it's a give.
I mean, not arguing, but confirming, I guess.
Yeah,
is probably more the right word.
Well, anyway, that's my news. So there.
Cool.
Sweet, I suppose, news, buddy. Therefore, it's probably your turn, buddy. For, I'm sure, everyone's favourite section, certainly mine, buddy. And that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, fucking few things this week. Let's start off with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The new... Oh, no, sorry, not Modern Warfare. Black Ops 4. They took out split screen support for whatever reason this month.
Okay.
They just fucking took it out, which is nice. But then they came back today saying, oh, yeah, it'll be back later this month. Yeah, they'll be back later. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, we got the Konami one about Man United. That was pretty stupid. Here we go. Apparently, the PlayStation 5 will focus on hardcore gamers.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a statement. It's for the gamers. Again, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Ghostbusters Remastered, because a game that everyone wants. It's going to be exclusive to GameStop at retail. So... no one's ever going to fucking buy that. Is this the
relatively recent Ghostbusters game that wasn't very good?
Yeah, I believe so.
Why are they...
Yeah. Well, remasters are the rage, buddy.
Yeah, but...
yeah.
Why that?
Yeah.
I don't really get that. Don't really get that. But okay, sure.
Yeah. That will happen.
Yeah.
A couple of things left, buddy. Sony Online Entertainment DDoS attacker has been sentenced to 2 years in prison, which is nice.
Oh, so, okay.
I'll actually get this open because there's probably some information in here that I could probably talk about. Back in 2013, Daybreak Game Company, formerly then known as Sony Online Entertainment, was a victim of DDoS attack by a group known as Derp Trolling. Great name, guys, by the way.
Solid.
Yeah, good fucking stuff. Well played. Anyway, they did some DDoSing to stop. They also did League of Legends, Dota 2, and Blizzard Battle.net with similar attacks.
Okay.
But yeah, he's been ordered to pay $95,000 because of his antics, and also he is going to be in prison for 2 years. So yay, that guy's a massive cunt, and he gets what he deserved. I think he's like some 23-year-old. This is I read a different article. I just got this for the headline. Oh well.
Such a weird thing to do, isn't it?
I mean, why? Just why? Like,
I don't know.
Why be weird. Such a cunt?
Why be a helm? Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway. Hey ho. Anyway, finally, buddy, some more bad news. Origin security vulnerability could have affected 300 million players.
Okay. Good
so, yeah, pretty serious this one, hey? So there's a situation where you get like sign-in tokens or whatever. So let's just find the bit about it. According to security researchers from Checkpoint, which is the people that found it, EA Origin contained a flaw that could have allowed hackers to easily obtain users' information without first needing to steal usernames and passwords. Instead, hackers could have grabbed a single sign-on authorization token, which would have given them complete control. These tokens are codes generated by systems to keep users logged in and are typically more difficult to steal than users' passwords. But classic EA, buddy, fucked it real good. So we don't actually know if anything has been affected. These people obviously found the issue and reported it to them straight away. And then I believe it took EA. This was back in February 19th, sorry. And then I'm trying to see if I can find out when they actually rectified it. I cannot, but it was there for a while. So if any other people did find this before EA fixing it, then there could be a few issues.
You have to wonder how
knocking about,
how often stuff like this happens in the background without us ever hearing about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, not just with this, but, you know, in general. Weird.
Yeah. So, yeah, here we go. During the test, researchers were able to grab an authorization token and take control of inactive EA subdomain, which was hosted by Microsoft Azure cloud service. After gaining control of the site, they turned the page into a giant phishing trap, sending a malicious page to players which looked authentic considering it was coming from what appeared to be an official EA domain. With players more likely to trust the link, the embedded code in the page would steal the authentication token and send them to the researchers rather than EA. So, sort your shit out, EA.
Nasty.
Really. Yeah.
Very clever. Very clever.
Yeah, I'm not that smart, unfortunately, because otherwise I could do some of that.
He wants to get involved.
No, I don't, because I feel like if I did know that stuff and get involved with it, I would like go to like the people like Nintendo or whoever that fuck stuff up continuously and be like, look, I've got some really big information. You need to give me money, otherwise this will go. You know, a bit of a blackmail / trying to help them out, but you know, get paid at the same time. You know how it is.
Backhanded charity there, but you know, you're the charity. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, lovely, buddy.
Oh, so there you go, buddy. That's some fucking news favourite things from this week.
Well, thanks so much. That was your news. Before that, of course, was my news and the news. And now it's time for Out This Week, buddy.
And that's out this week.
It certainly is. Fuck all is the answer. I've got two things. Firstly, Blazing Chrome, which is like a sort of old
It's a web
school
browser.
Contra
It's a
game.
Western web browser.
It's a it's a side scroller. It's a sort of Contra 3 kind of thing. So that's out, and that's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on the 11th of July. The only other thing of note out this week that isn't just some iOS software, of which there was a very lengthy list that I won't be reading, is Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is kind of stealth launching on PS4 and Switch on the 12th of July. Did you play
I played the original one on the PS Vita. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing the demo of the first one on the PS4. It's quite a nice sort of art style to it. It was kind of a sort of RPG-esque Minecraft kind of thing.
Bit shit, but yeah.
Little bit of shit. Here's the sequel. There you are.
Might be better. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, people love that shit, I guess. It was fine. I can't remember my review on it. Probably along those lines, I reckon.
Gibbons. Yeah, well, I mean, we really are in the desolate wasteland of the summer at this point.
This is where we're starting to... Next week, we're going to have to talk about the golden release, aren't we? The whatever it is. No, Dead Island Syndrome.
Yeah, we certainly are. We'll start doing some thinking about that. And if you've got any suggestions of what you think might be Dead Island Syndrome game this year, and if you're relatively new to the show, then of course...
Yeah, I was just about to say we need to mention what it is, because it was about a year ago we mentioned this last. So yeah. We might have one more listener since then.
We might do. Dead Island famously launched in the middle of a big old fucking drought before anything sort of good came out, before the sort of golden release time towards the end of the year. And cleaned up. It was sold out everywhere.
Every fucking where.
Even though it was quite shit. Although I actually really enjoyed that game.
Oh, it was loads of fun. Yeah, but just that game was, it wasn't great, and it shouldn't have been sold out everywhere, but it fucking was.
And therefore certainly spawned this Dead Island Syndrome that we're talking about, where a game comes out that at any other time of the year it probably wouldn't be a massive hit. And not to say it would be a particularly bad game, but it wouldn't be a massive hit. But it is launched in that perfect window when people are fucking desperate to buy something, and everyone buys it, and it becomes a much bigger thing than the sum of its parts. So, if anything jumps up and springs to mind there, buddies, then let us know. Let us know on Old Street Beat on the website, www.jfgpodcast.co.uk, or head over to Discord, and you can tell us there as well. So, yeah, there we are.
Sweet.
Gibbons. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 218. I do want to mention that Cosmic Dad was in the Discord this week, talking about the quick games and talking about Celeste. I was watching the video that you pinged over of someone caning their way through Celeste at an alarming rate. Did you watch any of that?
Yes. I'm trying to... What was my comment? It was something about, like, my brain can't even keep up with it. It's fucking... I don't even... I mean, obviously, they've played that game a lot, and they know the levels, or the level.
It looked like they were getting some boosts off of spikes.
Yeah, there must be some kind of...
Like a frame window there where you can do... Where it counts as floor before it kills you. Because he was doing
Super
double
Mario,
boosts.
There was
yeah, it was weird, but
pretty special though, buddy.
If you watched the way I fucking spazzed my way through that game, like dying hundreds and hundreds of times, and then this dude's just
forcing
absolutely bossing it, like at the speed of light,
with trails of like 7 strawberries behind him and stuff like that. I'm just like, fuck off. I see a room with the strawberry, and I'm like, nah, mate. No, just turn around. I don't need that shit in my life. It's going back the other way.
It's a next level fucking thing. Yeah. Like, it's one thing to speed run like a platformer or something, but to speed run a game that's like specifically designed to be as difficult as Celeste, that's like a level upon a level there. It's mad.
It's incredible.
Still
well
waiting
played.
for maybe Dead Island Syndrome is the extra Celeste levels. That could be
maybe. I mean, you could
Probably
go for
not.
that.
Probably
Not, though, yeah.
Well, I suppose we'll fuck off then, shall we? What are we going to do now?
I don't know. Peruse the store, I guess.
That sounds nice.
Have
See
a
if there's
look at
anything
what
worth
game could be
picking
Dead
up.
Island Syndrome. Yeah, make a list of games we're going to buy for the rest of the year. Work out how much money
I
we
like
need to get
this.
together. You know,
Yeah.
maybe make a spreadsheet. I'm a big fan.
I would love a spreadsheet. Absolutely. Yeah. I want to make like a sort of map of all of the games with the game we want the most in the middle, and then all of the other games a distance from the middle game, depending on how important it is that we pick them up.
Yes. Let's do it.
Easy. Beautiful. Well, excellent. We're going to fuck off and do that then, whatever the hell that is. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time, of course. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.